Yo, we're back with another one. So today we're gonna not waste too much time. We've got the transport portal going on, and let me just say there is a lot going on in the transfer portal right now. With the top dogs, some people that you didn't think were gonna leave or have left, and some people that you didn't expect to stay, or you expected to stay, or I'm sorry, you didn't expect to stay, are staying. So. Um, Anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to talk about a few of these. Pull this up here. So we've got Sam Levitt, the number one portal guy right now. Um, I honestly, given how it's shaping out right now, I personally think LSU is number one on the board for them. I just do. A lot of people are thinking about Oregon. I don't necessarily know that I believe he's going to. I don't think Oregon's picking up a receiver. I mean, quarterback in the transfer portal. I just don't. I believe Dante Moore's coming back for one more year, and even if he doesn't, we still have talent on this roster that can take over. But the more and more I think about it, I'm really leaning toward LSU. Um, unless Miami steps up. Because the way that the whole thing's going on with Miami is they've got Carson Beck, who's going to be leaving. He's too old to stay for another year. So they're the only other team that I think is in the running for him. So if I had to choose one, I'd probably go with Miami because they're going to give every dollar they have to get another transfer quarterback, and that's just what they've done. But I'm not leaving out LSU. Brandon Sorsby, he's already committed to Texas Tech. We all knew this was going to happen. He took one quick visit to LSU just to see what it was like and got up out of there. Um, but I don't know if you guys knew, his girlfriend, I think, had transferred to Texas Tech, and she plays. I don't think it's basketball. It's something else she does. She does another sport, and she transferred over volleyball, I believe it is. She transferred over to Texas Tech. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. My bad, but I know it's one of them. And then we knew Drew was going to follow his coach over to Oklahoma State. I mean, that was just it was what it was. We knew he was going to transfer with him, and he actually took I think a couple other players as well and transferred over him. My personal opinion, the biggest two in the portal are these two right here: Cam Coleman and Chaz Coleman. They're the two game changers, and I believe that Oregon is in it for both. I think more Chaz than Cam, but I think Oregon's in it for both. Ohio State is clearly in it for Chaz. As far as Cam, I don't know. I don't necessarily know where he's gonna go, but obviously Cam is the number one receiver in the portal by far, and I don't necessarily believe it's even anywhere near close. But he's a dog. He is a dog. He was probably outside of their defense, he was the best thing about Auburn last year. So, and Chaz, he's extremely young. He's on the uptick. I mean, the kid is a star, and he's going to be a star wherever he goes. I just hope it's Oregon. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. Um, I don't think that they have some listens for him or where they think he's going to be. Let me see. Yeah, I'd probably look for a team that usually picks up a player like, well, he's from Maryland. I don't know. Penn State could jump in there. Penn State could definitely jump in there. Yeah, I'd look for Penn State or Virginia Tech. Let's see. Oh, Jaden Woods. Oh my gosh, is he a dog? Jaden Woods is a dog, and like people just could not keep his name out of their mouth when he entered the darn portal. Again, Oregon. I am a firm believer that Oregon is going to get at least two defensive linemen in the portal this year, and obviously I'm an Oregon fan. Do we have an ad? Oh my god! I am a firm believer in our defensive line getting improved. Now we have a lot of young guys, but I do believe that given where our projection is as far as losing talent this year, we're definitely going to the portal to rev up that defensive line. It just sucks that we're in the playoffs and the way the schedule sets is that four teams have a disadvantage of knowing whether their players are going to declare for the draft or stay for another year. Also, whether their players are going to leave for the portal or not. So, like, it's extremely disadvantage for these kids and the coaches as far as the time of the year that the portal opens and that you still have teams in the playoffs. So, but I believe Jaden Woods is definitely high on Oregon's list. Um, let's see, Coy. We played against Coy. You didn't really hear his name too much during the game, but he is a good safety. Um, it's up in the air with him. Omarion Miller. It's crazy because I kind of felt like um, he was going to go to one of these offensive coaches, than these offensive geniuses like Lane Kiffin or maybe LSU or I said Lane Kiffin already, but LSU, USC, Arizona State. But Arizona State's a good fit. It just depends on what they're going to do at quarterback. They've got the young guy in there. He looked okay during the bowl game. He was a little up and down throughout, but we'll see. Uh, DeAndre Moore was a shocker at Texas. I don't know if he was a shocker to anybody else, but to me, he was definitely a shocker. We didn't really get to see him too much this past year, so we'll see where he goes. DJ Lagway. I really don't know. People are up in the arms about him. I mean, I honestly do not know where he's going to go in the portal. It is beyond me. Again, too, you're waiting for these teams to get done with their playoff run. Um, what is Virginia Tech doing at quarterback? I know they still got what is their quarterback name? But I don't know if they're gonna bring in some competition. Like the reason why I'm really looking into Virginia Tech is because I know James Franklin is gonna do an overhaul. Penn State's already got all their guys. They're gonna be in the Penn State's gonna be in the portal. I agree, but as far as the quarterback position goes, they're overhauling their team, but they're bringing in Rocco Beck, who I still think is a good quarterback. I just don't think he's the upper tier or anybody that's going to win you a national championship. So Dylan Raiola, I do not like Dylan Raiola. I don't. Like if you guys ever take the time to just go look up some of his videos of just him with his boys and how he really is, I I don't like him. I think he's overconfident, over cocky. He had transferred about 1,000,002 times. He transferred about 1,000,002 times while he was still in high school, and then once he gets to college, I think he only stayed in Nebraska as long as he did because the family member and the money. That was it. That man did not know where he was going to go coming out of high school. So we'll see. This is the guy everybody's salivating over. Deuce Knight. Everybody's salivating over Deuce Knight. I mean, everybody is. They think he has the talent of the next elite player. He just has to go and develop. I don't know. Maybe that's somebody that LSU is looking at. I know these three guys in general are going to be in the circuit of like 5 different teams. I'm just curious about seeing where they end up. This is another guy that was at North Texas that ended up going to Oklahoma State. So shout out to Oklahoma State. Byron Brown, he's following his head coach. He was actually pretty good. Um, he was actually pretty good. He's definitely a runner. He's a running quarterback through and through. He kind of reminds me of Dak when he was at Mississippi State. I don't know if you guys remember how that looked, but Dak had that team rolling. I think it was his second or third year. He was in the Heisman race and everything, and then it faltered toward the end of the year because he had to play a tougher schedule at the end, and then that following year, it just wasn't as good as the year before. But yeah, he kind of reminds me of that Dak Prescott. Um, let's see, old lineman leaving LSU. We already knew. I think he's pretty young, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's pretty young. Yeah, yeah, he was a freshman. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure this is the tackle that was really young. Okay, yeah, that was his first year. Okay, cool. But yeah, he's gonna end up pretty much. I He's probably gonna end up in another. Wait, where's he from? Let me see where he's from. He's from Arizona. Hmm. I don't know. Devin Tompkins from USC. Do I remember Devin Tompkins? I don't know. USC the last 3 years has had a revolving door when it comes to defensive linemen. Um, let's see. Nick Marsh. Now, that's a huge, huge pickup for Indiana. And that's another thing I meant to say too. Indiana is killing it on both ends. They're killing it during the regular season. They're killing it in the playoffs. They're killing it in the transfer portal. I actually forgot where they ranked in the recruiting class, but they US or Indiana is killing it. Oh dang, I didn't have it on the screen. But Nick Marsh, he played at Michigan State. He was a dog. It's just too bad he had a horrible quarterback. But yeah, he was the only good thing about that darn team. Literally, all of Michigan State's only good thing was Nick Marsh. So shout out to him to going to Indiana, being the next guy. Who would have thought too? Indiana getting a transfer in there. That's one of the top receivers in the country. Bro, this whole Indiana thing has got me twisted up, dog. Like DeBoer was just there and couldn't do anything, and oh my god, like, bruh, it's insane. Rocco Beck clearly following his coach over to Penn State. We all knew that was happening. It's just the unfortunate thing. So this is a crazy thing about Penn State, right? So Penn State named the last great quarterback they had. Okay, now where does Rocco Beck rank among the Penn State quarterbacks? That's how trash their quarterbacks have been, and Rocco Beck is already going to be on the upper echelon of their quarterbacks, and he's not even a great quarterback. He's a good quarterback. Don't get me twisted, but he's not a great quarterback, and he's already going to be at the top of the list. Now they've got an uphill battle. I think they have like 3 recruits total. It was a 2 or 3 recruits total in this class, so they're going to be on an uphill battle. But dude, it's going to be insane. Luke Reynolds, he's gone to Virginia Tech. He's following his coach. Just got done talking about Penn State. They had a litany of tight ends, and he was one of the good ones, actually. He's going to get drafted next year when he declares. So, shout out to him. Uh, Dang. Another Auburn edge gone, which I think is Auburn's defense was so good. And all these guys' talents. How old is he? How many years has he been in college? So 2 years. So he's going to have 2 years of eligibility, unless he redshirt. I don't know if he redshirted, but this dude, he's going to be another dog. I'm telling you, everybody that comes from that Auburn's defense, Oklahoma's defense, uh, Texas Tech's defense, they're all gone. They're all too old. Um, Probably Indiana's defense. Those were probably the top 3 defenses this year, in my opinion. All nasty defenses, by the way. So, um, there goes Indiana getting another another transfer. Indiana is killing it, bro. I wouldn't put it past him if this dude's a dynamic receiver going to USC. That's the one thing USC can do is they can get wide outs. He's gonna have 2 more years, or unless he redshirted, he'll have 3 more years. Sheesh. Yeah, 6'2", 192. A good size receiver. Going to USC, of course. Who would have thought? Uh, Ty Benfield. I've heard his name. Just didn't really, he didn't really stick out. Another guy going to Penn State from Iowa, Iowa State. So shout out to him. Let's see other players they lost. Oh, these are all the guys that committed. These are the guys that are leaving. Yeah, the majority are going to Penn State. The majority are going to Penn State. We all knew that, right? We all knew that. Xavier Gillum, another defensive line, leaving Penn State. It's unfortunate, man. The coaching changes is crazy. Josh Hoover, right down the street from me, he's going to Indiana. Let me see. Oh. So this is his last year. I couldn't remember how many years. So Indiana's just in the business of taking 1 year guys. They're in the business of taking 1 year guys and doing whatever they can do. Oh, Jontez Williams, where is he going? USC. Oh, that's good for him. Yeah, he was actually a good corner this year. Austin Simmons, he's going to Missouri. Ooh, Gronkemeyer. He's going to Virginia. No, why would y'all want Gronkemeyer? See, I was just asking about the quarterback position. I was really curious as what was going on. And Virginia Tech's taking. He did not look good to me. I feel like they could have gotten a better quarterback out of the. I mean, yeah, they could have definitely got it done better. Maybe they still do it though. Eugene Wilson, dang. Florida needs to release their other receiver. We're not gonna say his name. Dallas Wilson. Dallas Wilson to Oregon. But Eugene Wilson's in the transfer portal. I mean, yeah, everything else is just. Oh, Wendell Gregory? I didn't see this coming. Oklahoma, that was Oklahoma State's best player, and it wasn't even close. He was a freshman this year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he was a freshman. He was their best player on defense, and he's going to Texas Tech. Oh, they paying. Y'all can say what y'all want about Oregon. Let me get in the camera. Y'all can say what y'all want about Oregon. Texas Tech is spending that bread when it comes to that defense, bro. And hey, shout out to them though. Like, shout out to them. Shout out to them. They know how to evaluate talent on the defensive end. The offense is a different story, but on the defensive end, they know how to evaluate some talent. Noah Carter's in there, Alabama. All right, so that's all the top guys. I'm not really gonna go down too much, but the main point I'm making about this is that it's so many players. It is just so many players in this portal that it's just insane. And if there's any guys out there y'all want me to look into, I will do so. We'll watch some film on them as well, because I don't know everybody in the portal. I mean, it's damn near impossible for anybody to know everybody in the portal, but for the most part, I know the big names and the guys that I've seen show up and show out. But yeah, we can watch some film on some of the guys that I don't know about if y'all want me to. Just let me know down in the comments. Other than that, like, comment, subscribe if you want to. If not, it's all good. I still appreciate you anyway. I'll let y'all in the next